So here's a little patch job I got going on. I got my Electribe ran to my crossfader on this side. On this side, it's my Euro rack. These are my two main mixers. They're linked together, and this one runs out to my crossfader, which is handy because I have EQs, kill switches, crossfaders, and toggle mute buttons, which you'll see in a minute here. It comes in handy. I'm just using MIDI channel 10, which is what comes out of here. That's the drums, MIDI channel 10. You could probably change that. Well, actually it does that, plus this is MIDI 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can send those MIDI channels out to other synths, but I'm not even using that section today. It's awesome though when you do it, especially when I get this one hooked up to my Juno or the System 1 over there or something, and layer some parts. It gets pretty awesome. But I'm just going to use the drums, and the rest of the noise will come from Atlantis, Elements, and Braids. And here's how I have hooked up. I have a MIDI CV converter. My MIDI runs out from here actually to a Kenton MIDI through 25 box, but whatever you're using, it runs to all my other gear, but eventually it comes into here and it goes out to this other box and it'll trigger and stuff, but I'm not using that. What I'm using is the gate. The gate I got run to a multi, and the pitch I got ran to a multi, but I'm not even using it because I'm not using any of these synth parts. So all I'm using is the gate, which is ran to Renee, the sequencer up there in the corner, and it's also ran to a couple of my clocks, one that I'm not using. So I got it hooked to Little Nerd. Little Nerd is, since Braids doesn't really have a gate in, I have it ran out to my VCA, and I have it gated from there, and I have it gated just a touch faster, multiplied with the Braids. But my gates run out to some multis, and it runs into the gate of my Atlantis from Renee. It runs into the gate of Elements from Renee, and the 1 volt per octave is ran to the 1 volt per octave on my Braids, also on my Atlantis. And instead of using the 1 volt per octave on Elements, I'm just using the frequency modulation, which is coming from pressure points to transpose. You can use it with the 1 octave. Either way, it just makes a little bit of a difference, but I got a cool kind of bass line, and it kind of hums this way with it hooked up to the frequency modulation. I also have one modulator ran out to my from the Atlantis, a square wave ran into my filter, which kind of cuts out the second noise that it's going to be making. I can pull it out. You'll see it goes from making just here, I'll show you. It goes from making, let's see, this noise to this stuff. It adds, that's what's going on, but when I plug that into the filter, it cuts that part out, and I transpose up here. And I got Elements playing a bass line. It's great for bass. Elements makes them, I like it better than 303. It can make some awesome bass noises. You can open up the dampening, make them longer, shorter. I got some of the kill switches on, so. And then I got Braids making some noise, or it should be. Give me a second. It just ran out to Let's ran out to number 5. Oh, there it is. The volume was all the way down. So it's making some crazy noise right now. I have a Dofer LFO connected, a sine wave connected to the timbre and the color to give it some fluctuation there. And that's got the same gate hooked up to the control voltage to kind of keep it at the same rhythm here. And let's just kind of see what we get. We'll start with some bass, and I'll bring these parts in. Let's see what we got here. And there's elements. Now Electribes on drums, everything else is from those other 3 modules. In here in a second. That's Atlantis. that's fun. So anyway, catch you later.